Alright, so for my outline, I will be doing chapter 15, section juvenile court today. So, in the introduction of the juvenile court today section, courts, it identifies that courts will often handle the way juvenile is handled depending on the specific place, because at times in urban areas there's a commitment to legal problems of juveniles. However, in other cities, the rural areas, they're tried by judges and adult courts to imply on that. Complications have arisen considering juveniles courts now are being handled by a single trial court, and courts are handled by a number of personnel who essentially serve the juvenile court, including the juvenile judge, the referee, the defense attorney, prosecutor, probation officer, and non-judicial supporter. Now, I'll start with the judge. So for the judge, being a judge in a juvenile court is considered the most difficult job when it comes to making decisions due to the legal issues. And judges also hold a handful of responsibilities. They set standards for the community, the criminal and juvenile justice system, notifying juveniles before the courts rights in which they're entitled, ensuring systems are running fair, qualified attorneys, how low the level of cases are being handled, and keeping up with the latest update to ensure one's compliance the court's orders, and advocating for communities, overseas probation department and staff. Um, Now moving on to the referee section. States tend to use referee, and also it's known as the commission, and their specific duty is mainly the voice that is mainly heard as the primary hearing officers. The referees have a great understanding of how the juvenile law works. Unless there's a judicial disposition, the judge would then have to interfere. But aside of that, usually the referee is the one who knows most of the information about the common court laws, um, decisions, and that's that for the referee. So, and the defense attorney, the juvenile court has structured the goal in which it gives the right to all juveniles the right to an attorney no matter what the situation is. And the defense of the attorney has three roles, essentially advocating for the children, legal arrangement to a guardian, and an assistance that's given responsibility to the child. And the guardian ad litem is responsible for the youth who's in need. Now, moving on to the prosecutor. So the prosecutor protects not only the society but also the rights of the juveniles in case of the prosecutor and every aspect of the process results. Depending on seriousness of the crime, prosecutors are the ones who will mainly send a juvenile to be charged as an adult in court if the situation is reckless. Recently, it's been found that the prosecutor sometimes dominates the juvenile court proceeding, and for the probation officer, a probation officer is considered the most demanding job. But because not only are you focused on writing the reports for the juveniles, but instead you're also managing aftercare for those who are fresh out of prison, what makes the job more complicated. Probation officers have tasks that require them to reach the location of the case they're in charge of. So they usually use an electronic monitor to track, but the inclusion of expecting a treatment agent as part of the social control for orientations with clients, regulating juvenile behavior, and identifying problematic clients, broker role, and the assist to the youth. And last but not least, the non-judicial support personnel. So this position allows you to volunteer or be a staff member from the agencies to write reports on the specific characteristics of the juvenile or the youth, and that breaks down the outline of the chapter 15 of um, the juveniles courts today. And yeah, that sums it all up.